Scientists, welcome back to Science with Miss V. Today we will be talking about our senses. Yesterday we had so much fun doing science from my kitchen, so I decided to try it again today. Today, like I said, we'll be using all of our senses. Part of being a scientist is making sure that all of your senses are paying attention so that you can get the best possible observation. So remember, our senses are sight. We use our eyes for sight, our nose for smelling, our ears for listening, our hands for touching, and sometimes we use our mouths for taste, our tongue. Now, two of these you have to be very careful when you're a scientist and you're using them because it can also be very dangerous. So you have to be careful when you're smelling because sometimes in the science lab, you use dangerous chemicals that you don't want to inhale right away. So we do wafting, just like we talked about before. And we hardly ever taste in science because that could be super dangerous as well. But today, we're making an exception. We will be using all of our senses. Today, we're going to be comparing using all of our senses to make observations between apples. Miss V has 3 apples here. Now, these are all apples, but they're also very different. This apple is dark red, completely red. This apple is red also, but it has some spots of yellow. And this apple is not red at all. It's actually green. And we used our sight to make those observations. So now, I'm wondering, these are all apples, but they do have differences. So I wonder if that means they also taste different. Today we'll be finding that out. And if you'd like to follow along and perform this activity at home, you can do that as well. You can use apples just like Miss V, or you can just use different fruit that you may have at home as well. So today, that's what we'll be doing. We're starting with our name. Okay, and now to start recording our observations, first we're going to start by drawing our different apples. So we have a total of 3. So you'll put apple, we'll make a chart. We'll do color and taste. So make your chart, have it look like this. We'll draw a picture of our apple here. We'll record the color and we'll jot down observations about the taste. There you go. Okay, we'll start with the first apple. We'll do the dark apple. Lizzie's going to draw her picture. And I even brought some colors to help me make accurate observations and help me remember. Miss V's taking her time, making sure my work is neat. There's my first apple. The dark red apple. I think I did a pretty good job. Next, I'll do the green apple. And now I take my crayon and go color. Just like so. Now that's my green apple. And then last, we have the apple that is the two different shades, red, and this looks kind of yellow. So I'll go ahead and draw that next. So I'm going to use two different colors since this apple is two different colors as well. So I'm going to start with some red. And I'm using my eyes to look at the details. See how it's like red and then it shades into that pretty yellow? I'll do that. And then I'm going to add the yellow. Just like so. Pretty good recordings and observations. Okay, now we're going to break down the color for each apple. So first we said this one is dark red. So I'm going to write red under color. Just like so. And the next one is green. So I'm going to record write green under color. Green. And last, we'll put red and yellow. The two colors. Okay, once we're done with that, we can move on to the next part, tasting. Now, I've already taken the time to wash all my apples. Make sure you do the same and wash all of your fruit. Get rid of all the germs or bugs. And I already took the time to cut my apple into little wedges. So here's the bright red apple. I'm going to go ahead and take a taste. This one is very sweet, very tasty. So I'm going to write that as part of my observations. I'm going to put sweet. Now, let's go for the green apple. This one is a little bit more sour. It has a little, it kind of like makes my tongue a little, like it made my eyes open a little bit because it was like sour. So I'm going to put sour. For my observation under green. And then here's the last one. The yellow and red one. Let's see which one the winner will be. Which one would be the tastiest of them all? This one is kind of similar to the first one, but I think the peel of this one isn't as crunchy as the first one. So maybe we can record that. For the first one, we can put sweet and crunchy. And this one is sweet. We'll put very sweet. Just like that. great job. Today, super fun enjoying and using all of our senses for science. I hope that you remember and keep that in mind for our next experiment. It's very important as a scientist that you're using all of your senses to help you make the best observations. I hope you enjoyed science today with Miss V. I'll see you tomorrow.